Hi. So today's vlog is gonna be a companion video, riff, rant, rave. Uh, I'll post the link below to the blog I wrote today, and the theme today is good and evil. So it's very alarming for me personally that towards what I define as good, I'm okay with it. But towards the things that I define as bad, I just turn. I think this is like a timeless struggle of humanity that we love what is good too much and we hate what is evil not enough. So the what's coming up in my brain is this like in between neither here nor there space or degree or place on the spectrum between not changing and actually changing. So we're somewhere in between not changing and actually changing, where we justify and excuse and reason the evil away, and we also like indulge a little too much in the good. And what ends up happening is I personally haven't been changing to the extreme that I know I can, that I know would be best for me, and so best for all. That would be best for me always, timelessly, forever, and thus would be best for all always. So, an example would be the masturbation. So, I've been talking about this point for maybe, aside from talking from this about this point, um, well, I've been mentioning it here and there for 2, 3 years, and just so you know, just so I know, uh, it's been a week and maybe 2 days, a week and 2 days, so 9 days, where I abstain from masturbation. So the interesting part of it is the point that I've been wrestling with when it comes to masturbation is that mental projection in my mind of forever losing because I will forever not masturbate, and becoming a sore loser, and then wanting to win once, and always telling myself every time, just this once, something like that. And what got me through that period of maybe a few minutes where I really wanted to masturbate was sort of like meeting myself where I am, was sort of like making peace with and not and stopping the rejection, denial, resistance to the idea of me masturbating. So I think a key point to take away when it comes to overcoming addictions is, in a way, being okay with living with the addiction, but please let me make it an aware decision on my part, and not like a fog that I enter in once in a while. So instead of that, instead of a fog, I I have to make the decision to make it an aware decision, a decision made with much understanding of the mechanism and the chain of reasoning and all that good stuff. So going back to my few minutes of wanting to masturbate, it was it was like, okay, I'm not going to resist this because resisting it is going to blind me. And I've resisted it before, and when I resisted it, I just defaulted to the addiction. So, but but it's also not to like go the other end and just say I love my addiction to bits and just crash and burn with your addiction. Um, I mean that this kind of neither here nor there is like a healthy is like a healthy fog that clarifies, that specifies, that bestows understanding. And it's that very peculiar point of self honesty where you constructively separate from the object of your desire, but at the same time, you don't resist ending up with the object of your desire. I think that is pretty important. Like you, like what I would like for myself generally is for every single detail of my how I express and what I do and what I give to the world and what I give to myself to always be done with a comprehensive, complete, whole understanding of what I am putting myself into. And I would like that for every aspect of my life. And maybe that is something you can aspire to too, and maybe that's something that you want for yourself too. But how you want it is not emotions and feelings. How you want it is through action, such as when the urge to masturbate comes up. Boom, few minutes of of wrestling with yourself. But the key point, another key point is that the energy, the emotions and the feelings, the negative and the positive, they have a ceiling. It, it, it will all, by design, it will always reach a peak and then trough. Reach a peak and then trough. So all you need technically is something to get you through the peak so that it troughs. So you don't need anything along the lines of ultimate motivation, super self mastery. You don't need that. You're naked in front of yourself, literally and figuratively. When the desire to masturbate emerges from the darkness, there should be nothing else but you meeting that part of yourself. You should be naked in front of yourself. And a great gift that I gave myself is owning that nakedness, owning that vulnerability, that I can be alone with my greatest addiction, which is masturbation. And instead of fogging myself up, fucking myself up and fogging myself up, seek understanding from myself, because I'm obviously participating in a way to create this thing in front of me. And a sort of key is to enter into the object of desire. Not unlike how my physical veins are interspersed throughout this. So imagine my hand was my addiction, was my greatest addiction. So you want to be like the veins that grow and spread and intersperse into the addiction. And that analogy is like another way of saying understand the mechanism, understand the history that only you know, and make peace with it. Yeah. You want to have like a sort of understanding that brings you to peace, that brings you to clarity, that lets the dust settle and see yourself for what you are. And so that was me talking about my main addiction, but the theme of today was good and evil. So just to round it off, evil is a key to life. Our common advertised attitude toward evil is how to pervert the key to life as evil, to continue to be evil instead of learn from it, instead of using it within the principle of what is best for all always. And that's a wrap. Thanks. Bye.